Let's talk about money. Now, Higher Emmy is going to be managing your negotiations and your payments as well as contractual management. That's contracts and all, but I just still wanted to talk to you about it just in case someday you want to leave or you want to start your own. Now, at the end of this lesson, our hope is that you'll be able to understand the key elements of contracts and terms, how to manage invoicing and payments professionally, and how to handle project scope changes and adjustment to ensure smooth financial and contract interactions with clients. The first thing is knowing how to read and understand client contracts and terms of service. Contracts are critical in professional work and as because they protect both the client and you by clearly defining the terms of your working relationship. The first thing you need to pay attention are the key elements of a contract. The key elements of a contract you want to ensure that your contracts have and what they contain are number one, the scope of work. The scope of work will clearly define what tasks, deliverables, and responsibilities are expected. You also want to understand what the payment terms are. How and when will you be paid? That's what is contained in the payment terms. Then the timelines. Ensure the deadlines and milestones are achieved and clearly defined. What are the timelines, especially if you're looking at when you want to be paid, if you're going to be paid in bits? What are the timelines and when are they due? Then revisions policy. With us in the digital space, especially people that do work like website design, graphic design, you want to video editing, you want to know how many revisions are included and how many extra revisions will be handled. This is very important. For a social media manager, do you have to send the work to them to review before it goes public? You need to know that. Then you want to pay attention to termination clauses. Be aware of the conditions under which the contract can be terminated. Very important. And then, after understanding the key elements of the contract, you want to identify red flags. Watch out for ambiguous terms like unfair payment, excessive penalties for minor delays, or clauses that heavily favor the client without protecting you. Always review before you sign. For us at Hire MA, we will do that for you, but I just need you to know that because we might also be sending you some contracts, so you want to pay attention to that. Now you've gotten the contract, you understand the key aspects as well as no red flags. You are also it's also important to have clear understanding and agreement of the terms. Maybe you see some terms that you want to negotiate out of or communicate. This is very important. So you need to be prepared to negotiate the terms, especially the scope of work and payment structure. Don't be afraid to ask for adjustments if the initial offer does not suit your needs. For example, you can say, based on the complexity of this project, I recommend splitting the payments into two milestones, or I want to be paid ahead before the job commences. Now, this is for those outside. For us at Hire Emmy, we collect your payment for you even before. We don't just pass it to you, but we keep you safe. The payment comes to us and we hold it when you complete the job and everybody said it's completed. We send the money to you depending on the kind of work. If it's monthly or if it's project based or anything, we get the money to you. That's one part that works. But in case you're running an agency or doing it by yourself, you need to understand how to negotiate properly. Then you need to clarify expectation, ask for written confirmation of agreed terms, including deliverables. Now, when you have had all this clarity, let them know that this should be included in the contract so that you can sign and have that agreement before you begin the project. Let's go to lesson two.